Hi, welcome to my Symbaloo. Rather than just tossing you all these great technology things that I have found, let me go ahead and give you a tour of where you can find things so you have a bit of a clue. And if you're looking for something and you want to work on something, you can go there right away. Up here in the yellow, I pretty much have put Symbaloo and Padlet stuff I've done. I've got some tutorials about like what's Symbaloo, um, tutorial on how to put some things into Symbaloo. I also have how I created a digital journal. I don't use notebooks anymore. I basically put uh, Symbaloo together, and each kid has their own square, and then I put in each square an individual Padlet, and they open it up and they write in it like a notebook. So it's great because I can copy and paste anything out of that into a Google Doc, or I can put it into any other kind of document if I want to put it in Seesaw for an assessment or evaluation, or to share with their parents how they're doing. I can do that. If I want to share their parents the link to the journals, they can have that too. If you are not familiar, Symbaloo came up with a new feature called Lesson Plans. It's not like a lesson plan where you record what you're doing. Lesson Plans is basically like a game board, and you advance to the next piece. And when you advance to the next piece, there's another activity. And then you advance to another piece. There's an activity. And each activity you do, it checks it off on the board. They can go in order if you ask them to, or they can go at different places of the board and do the different activities in any way they want. So basically, it's like a center situation more so, where they're doing a series of tasks. So there's a little bit of a tutorial here, the website, as well as that you would go to create these things, and some examples. There's just a quick example that I made. Now, my favorite tech that I use a lot, it's in these hearts right here. This is like my go-to, I love this kind of stuff, tech. Got Quizizz, Kahoot, Formative, and Socrative. I put them all in the same class. It just depends on what I want to do. With GoFormative, if you're not familiar with that, goformative.com, it's really cool. You check it out because unlike Quizizz and Kahoot, it's more like Socrative. There's no library of tests or anything, but you can share what you make. Easy, very easy. It connects to Google Classroom, and you also can draw as a response. And when the kids respond, whether it's a drawing or typing, it's real time. You're not waiting for them to toss you back a slide like you do in Nearpod. So that's a really great feature about Formative if you haven't tried that out. Padlet, definite go-to. Edpuzzle, you haven't seen that? That's a must. It has like all these different resources. You just drop a video in and you can put questions along the video. And then you get a link to that and you can drop it into anything else you want, whether it be a Symbaloo or their Edmodo. And then here's a few others. Emaze, I love that. You upload a PowerPoint into there, and it turns it into like a Prezi presentation, which is a fancy PowerPoint. But you have a link for it, so you can drop it into anything you can drop a link to, whether it be a parent email or Edmodo, etc., etc. And then Screencast-O-Matic, that's how I'm making this recording right now. So those are my really go-tos. You click on them, it'll expand. Same thing for this one here. There's more in here. Story Jumper, it's kind of like Storybird. You can check these out as far as checking into what I have on there. And it goes down here. So all this red here are things that I really have enjoyed using in the classroom. My Google Classroom stuff is right here. If you are looking for an extension or an app or some tutorials or a link to Google Hangouts and what goes on there, that's where I put all this. I have over here my website, guestbook, if you want to send a comment. More technology. Now, the more technology here, that's Pandora's box. It's basically where I've stored a lot of things. I've kind of incorporated a lot of them here, but there are a few extra things if you digest this up here first. Speaking of first, if you're not into tech, this Easy Tech Starter Kit. These are like the first few programs that I ended up using in the classroom, and they're really quick and easy and simple, and a great way to incorporate them. There's some ideas in there too, but that's, if you click on this, it has tutorial videos and shows you how to set these things up and gives you some examples as well. Going back to more technology, if you click on this, it takes you to some of the things you may have seen on the original page, but there's a couple other categories here that I haven't brought up to the front page yet. Augmented reality, there's some things here about that. Some math apps, you can see that. This is like a 360 experience where you can, it has to be on a device, not a laptop, but that's where the kids can actually move the device around, and if they take the device and look at the ceiling in the room, they're going to see what's on the ceiling in the room of where that room was in the video being filmed at the time. So it's just a really cool thing, and this is a 360 camera. So going back, here we have on the rest of it my Twitter feed. This is Twitter feed. You can click on this, it'll take you to my Twitter. If you are a Symbaloo user and you want to know how to do this, you can go right here. It'll give you the directions on what you'll need to do. If you want to become certified in Symbaloo, there's also a link up here in my Symbaloo Squares. Down here I have kind of a research type of category. You have Google News, and these are like old newspapers. 3 different mappings that are interactive where you can go and you can click on them, and they're like in layers. You can put different layers on the maps. If you're interested in sending your kids to photos, here are 6 different free photo sites instead of just copying off the internet, and some other suggestions as well. If you haven't done Common Core video, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. And there's some tutorials in here and some examples of the way the kids did. They've learned it really quickly. I teach 4th grade, and I was amazed at how they blew me away with this. Over here are some random links that I have. Just some cool ones that I put here on the side. They were worth a mention. I've just brought them up from the back page that I just showed you. Over here, this guy, his name's Richard Byrne. He does a lot of cool, quick videos, like a couple minutes long, to show you how to do different things. So because he has so many resources and stuff, I usually put a collection of something that I found that he does share really quickly. And then Ditch the Textbook, 20 ways to use Snagit for you Google folks who are using Google. Here's a little list here. On the right, with the black columns here, basically just some random tools, things that you can look into about using. They haven't made it quite to my red box here, but if I'm looking for something, I may start over at one of these boxes as well. So I think I've pretty much told you where everything is and where to find something. Now this page will change because I add stuff constantly. So if you were looking for something in this box, I guarantee it's still going to be in that box. It just may be in a different way. I may combine some things to where you have, if you see this symbol here, if you do click on it, there's more in there for you to look at, so you know that. But generally the things will stay in the same places. I'll just be organizing them as time goes by or expanding the category. So thanks for popping in, and I hope that was helpful and that you enjoy and find something in here really cool that you can use in your classroom with your kids.